कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः।
There is a temple of Lord Krishna in Gujarat where he is not worshipped as the Supreme Lord but as a businessman or a shopkeeper for the sake of his devotee. In this episode of Many States, One Krishna, we shall take you to a very special temple in Gujarat where Lord Krishna became a shopkeeper just to keep the maryada of his devotee. In Junagadh of Gujarat, there lived a devotee named Nasingh Mehta who was an extraordinary singer and a great devotee of Lord Dwarakadhish. He spent most of his time singing the bhajans of Lord Dwarakadhish. It is said that he had personal encounter of Lord Krishna 52 times in his life. These encounters are very huge for any known devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. One such encounter was that of a businessman. Out of enviousness, the villagers would always look for an opportunity to insult Nasingh Mehta. One day, a few travelers who were on their way to Dwarka on an annual pilgrimage came to Junagadh. Since the further road to Dwarka passed through a thick forest filled with looters and thieves, they were looking for a place to safely deposit their money and collect the travelers' check in Dwaraka. During those days, this was the safest way to transfer the money. So they started looking for a businessman in Junagadh who could give them a traveler's check. When the travelers approached the villagers seated under a tree, they all pointed out the house of Nasingh Mehta, stating that this was the richest house in the whole of Junagadh and he was a very wealthy businessman. In fact, the network of Nasingh Mehta was very wide all throughout Gujarat. The travelers became very happy and immediately went to the house of Nasingh Mehta, who was busy in singing bhajans to Lord Krishna. On the request of travelers, Nasingh Mehta received a certain amount of money and wrote a traveler's check addressed to Shamal Sha, a very wealthy businessman in Dwaraka. The travelers happily received the check and proceeded on their journey to Dwaraka. In the meantime, Nasingh Mehta thanked Lord Dwarakadhish profusely because he was contemplating to serve prasadam to Vaishnavas and he needed money for this seva. He prayed sincerely to Lord Dwarakadhish that encashing a small amount of traveler's check would not be a big deal for him. After all, he was the king of Dwaraka. After a few days, the travelers safely reached Dwaraka. They had their sacred bath in the river Gomati and had soul-satisfying darshan of Lord Dwarakadhish. After accomplishing their pilgrimage successfully, the travelers finally decided to encash their traveler's check and go shopping around the holy city of Dwaraka. The travelers began their search for Shamal Sha. They went to one shop and asked about the Shamal Sha, and the latter denied the existence of such personality in Dwaraka. They went to another shop asking for Shamal Sha, and the second shopkeeper also denied the existence of such personality in Dwaraka. Like this, they went on asking shop after shop and people after people, but everyone denied the existence of Shamal Sha in Dwaraka. Every denial was increasing their anxiety and assuring them that they had been duped by Nasingh Mehta, who did not appear like a cheater but a very simple devotee of Lord Krishna. However, the appearance could be deceptive, so they decided to go back to Junagadh, catch hold of Nasingh Mehta and retrieve their money from him. As they were seated on the banks of river Gomati, just before departing to Junagadh, they overheard somebody taking the name of Shamal Sha with utmost reverence. They were surprised and shocked at the same time to find out that the owner of the nearby shop was named as Shamal Sha. They had come to this shop earlier also, but they had not found Shamal Sha there. They quickly rushed to Shamal Sha and showed the traveler's check, which was signed by Narsingh Mehta. Remembering his friend Narsingh Mehta, Shamal Sha accepted the traveler's check and gave money to the travelers. They received the money, shopped around happily, and returned to their villages. En route, they met Narsingh Mehta and thanked him profusely for helping them out with their money. Do you know that this Shamal Shah, a wealthy businessman in Dwaraka, was actually Lord Dwarkadhish, who became a simple shopkeeper just to keep up the words of his devotee and help him. Even today, there is a temple of Lord Shamal Shah in Dwaraka where the travelers had found the shop of Shamal Shah and collected the money. When devotees visit this temple, they are reminded that Lord Krishna never leaves the hand of his devotees.